I was surprised. It's true. I came to this country in '66, and I was surprised when we finally got the rugby team going, which, when I say we, that's a bit of an exaggeration too, because it was Todd Davis from Fort Wayne who did it. I was surprised at the high standard, because I had already been here for 3 years and saw no rugby whatsoever. And then when we got the club started, I was surprised at how many good rugby players were around. Some of them were a little rough, but I mean, that's a rough hewn. They turned into, a number of them turned into excellent rugby players, some of the best I've seen.
And you had tried previously to start a club?
I had, yeah. Within a year, that was about '67, me and this Welshman, Carwyn James, tried to start a rugby club at Purdue, but we didn't have the organizational talents. It fell through very quickly.
I've always been fascinated by the story itself about this gentleman by the name of Todd Davis, and he was an ex-cop from Vietnam, etc. How you lead into the story that way. Could you, remind me of that famous story?
Todd is a tremendous force in rugby, still is, as a matter of fact. Not as a player anymore, although he will play, same as me, when called upon. Todd had been in Vietnam, and he came back to the United States, and I believe his first job was he was a police officer in D.C. He's from Fort Wayne in Indiana, but he was in D.C. and he was at that time there was a lot of drugs going around, probably still are, but he was a drug enforcement officer, and he's such a friendly fellow and outgoing. He became friends with the drug pushers, so he had to be pulled out in short order because they said, we're going to find you down a laneway pretty soon. He then came to Indiana, back to Indiana, and he played with the Indy Reds, and then briefly. Then he came to Purdue on the GI Bill, and I got a phone call. He had heard that I had tried to start a team, and he called me up, and within a matter of, we went all down to the pub, a whole bunch of us, people from all over the world. I was the first in, as far as I remember. I did come in late, but I could hear all sorts of accents, Scottish, English, South African, New Zealand, from everywhere, Irish people that I'd never even met before. Lots of Americans, a whole lot of them. And that's where it all started. We had a practice or two, I remember, on ice, and we started playing within a month of that. We played 2 games on a weekend against Fort Wayne, Todd's old club, and Indianapolis, his new club. Actually, his most recent club, of course, is Purdue.